Welcome to Sports Talk with Ronnie Masilela. We welcome you to the show, and once again we're having a very special guest today. Special in the sense that a very prolific footballer of the late 70s and early 80s, and also an academic, somebody who worked very hard during his time to balance both his studies and also his professional career. We're having Mr. Alfred KK Lentsoane with us today, a former Moroka Swallows legend. Welcome to the show, Mr. Lentsoane or KK. Can you greet the listeners and the viewers?
Hi listeners and the viewers. Can I introduce myself?
Yes, please introduce yourself.
Okay. I'm Alfred KK Lentsoane, former player of Moroka Swallows Limited, former teacher again, a retired teacher.
It is such an honor to be with you, KK Lentsoane. Because you are a legend in your own right.
Yeah.
You are a football legend. You applied your trade for Moroka Swallows. And but at the same time, when I met you the first time, I met you at the University of the North in 1980.
Yeah.
Now, Pietersburg being so far from Johannesburg, I always wondered how you were balancing, your studies at the University of the North and playing for Moroka Swallows in Johannesburg. However, we will come to that. Can we just go back to the beginning? Where did it all start for you? Your life as a child, and how you became a footballer.
Okay. Well, I attended school in Soweto. Went to Morris Isaacson. Played football in Morris Isaacson. That's where I was identified by Mr. Chabedi, the former manager of Moroka Swallows. And then I joined Moroka Swallows. And then most of us during that time we were all students. Actually, we were high school students, most of us.
Yes.
It was Andres Masego, me, Hilton Maku, Masobopa. We mostly this one, Maja brothers.
The Maja brothers.
Maja brothers.
Mm-hmm.
The goalkeeper from who's this one? I think you interviewed that guy.
In Mr. Langa.
Was also a student, high school student. So Swallows was basically high school student.
But then let's go back to life, at school level, because I'm realizing, that, and from the talks that I had with the other guys, that football, at school level laid a very solid foundation for professional teams. And tell us about the tournaments and about football at Morris Isaacson during your days.
Football in high school, it was basically sponsored by Coca-Cola.
Yes.
It was basically especially for skills. There were times where they were teaching us skills with football, heading, let's say passing and all that, and then but now they were timing the speed. Mm-hmm. If you spend maybe less time on that those skills, then you get something.
Yeah.
And then now during those days, Wednesdays, actually football in Soweto, actually in the whole of South Africa.
Yeah,
it was the only source of income.
Because
the only entertainment
kind of entertainment at the time.
That was only football and boxing.
Mm-hmm.
Boxing. So high schools where we had talent.
Yeah.
So Wednesdays
It was a day for the final or semi-final. The great games.
Yeah, great
all
games.
The big games.
On Wednesdays,
yes.
Whenever there is a game with another school, another high school, then even the guys who are working, they used to dodge from work.
Come and watch these games on Wednesdays.
Even the youngsters. There's another guy, I think he played for professional.
Yeah.
He used to tell me that now he was in when I was playing for Morris, he was in primary school. He said he used to dodge during Wednesdays, dodge school
to come and watch football
because it was always full at the grounds. So because he was young, they must occupy the front
row, yes.
So
that's how important the games were.
Yeah. So the youngsters must occupy the front row. They must come early. Then those who are from work at the back.
They must sit at the back.
Yeah. So Wednesdays, we used to entertain people.
We're very special.
Yeah, we're special. Always full.
Now, Morris Isaacson, which were your toughest opponents at the time?
I think when I was playing at Morris.
What year was it in? It must have been in the late 70s.
Late 70s, yeah. Jomo, Nabo, I was playing for Chiefs.
That is Steve Ngoni.
Steve Ngoni was playing for Chiefs. And there's another one, it's Gekana, the same name. He used to be crazy about Jomo. Wherever Jomo goes, he is there.
Yeah.
Always there. So they were playing Jomo and those guys, they were at Scano. Webster Chama, Brian Kali, they were at Orlando High. And then George Best Murray, James Mabena, it was
Scanontuana, yes.
Scanontuana. I was at Morris. And then Big Boy Okholwane was at there was a school at Mufula North. Was playing for that.
So everybody who became a professional at the time had started his career at school.
At school.
Yeah. Now, how was it then? The principals and the teachers, how would they handle these superstars? You are so was it difficult for you to balance your studies and your football career?
No, it wasn't a problem because at school you are a student.
Yeah, and you respect your teachers.
You respect your teachers.
You do not become big-headed because you are this superstar.
There was nothing super about it.
There was nothing super about it. Very good.
Yeah, we used to respect. Those were our parents.
They were your parents.
Teachers.
Yeah.
So when we play, we respect them. But in terms of how you do what you do with football, it's up to you. They won't tell you what to do.
Now here you are at Morris Isaacson, and you are. Who were the other? By the way, you said who were the other guys who were with you in your squad now at Morris Isaacson?
At Morris Isaacson, it was Colbert Sobopa.
Yes.
He became blind. He has passed on.
Yeah.
Hilton Makubu. We are about 3 there at Morris Isaacson.
Yeah.
Hilton is still living.
Now then came Mr. Chabedi. Then he said to you, you must go and join Swallows.
Yeah, I was playing for an amateur team in Dube.
Yeah.
Originally I come from Dube.
Oh, you're from Dube.
From Dube, and then I used to play for these tycoons in Dube. We had a team in Dube around Bumaponya, Mambontana. That's vocational. These big houses are from the forums.
Okay.
So I played for these guys who were the top guys. Yeah. So they had a team there. I played for that particular team.
Yeah.
So Chavedi contacted the president, and then how much was that? He gave the president just a set of kids. Then I was
jerseys and so on.
set of kids. Then I went to Swallows.
Then you joined Swallows.
Yeah.
Now, what year was it?
I don't remember that. It was about
78, 70.
Yeah,
It was 77, 78.
no 70, 74.
74.
Yeah.
Now you arrive at Swallows. Upon arrival at Swallows now, who do you find?
I found Special Makubu, Father Mposho, Andres Masengo, Super Fuking, this one, Josaki,
Yeah.
Andres Masengo, did I mention?
Yeah, you mentioned Andres Masengo.
And then we had Music Man, Mahlangu. Gold Power Market.
Norman Gold Power Market. Buke Makwati and Shedon Konsa had already retired.
No, yeah,
they had already retired. Jimmy Ben had already left. You didn't find Jimmy Ben?
No, I didn't find Jimmy Ben. I was just watching them, admiring them while still young.
So now, when you grew up like any other young boy, which was your dream team? Which team did you wish to join one day as a professional?
I used to be a fan of Pirates.
So then you now.
But I was not intending to play. Actually, it was a surprise to play for Swallow for a
so you never saw yourself as a professional player?
I just enjoy football.
You're just enjoying your football.
Yeah.
Now, were you surprised when Chabedi came to you and told you that you are professional material?
Yes, well, not quite, because what I knew is that now
you know football.
I know football. That's size 5 is size 5. It never changes. Yeah.
But then you're an Orlando Pirates supporter.
Yeah.
But then now here's Mr. Chabe. Who were your favorite players at Pirates?
It was Shafum Kopan.
Elias Shaful Mokopane.
Chipamloi.
Pesi Chipamloi
and dancing shoes. There was that Indian Ken. Rashid Ken.
Yeah.
Those guys.
They were your favorites, they were your icons.
Dribbling.
Yeah.
And I actually love the dribbling. Anyone who dribbles.
Oh, okay, you like people who dribble a lot. Yeah, and then now you're having an opportunity here. You are now. You've been approached. Were you nervous when you joined Solos? How old were you?
No, I wasn't that nervous, but I actually enjoyed football.
Okay, but how old were you when Mr. Chabedi came your way
I was about 18.
You're still a teenager.
Yeah, 18.
And here you are now at this teenager. You're about 18 years old now. You're joining Moroka Swallows, and now there are these giants now. And you naturally you were not a very big fellow. You're not a very tall fellow. You were just. That's why somewhere along the line you were called Nanana.
So
you didn't feel intimidated by their size.
No, got to think, because now I used to tell myself these are trucks. So must avoid colliding with the truck, because now it will smash you to pieces.
Yes,
so the best thing is to make sure you dribble while it's still there.
Now, how did you manage, KK? Tell me, how did you manage? You were this very pint-sized. You were very small in stature.
Yeah.
And you were playing. You were a midfielder.
Yeah.
You were a midfielder, and you were a very good dribbler. Yeah. That's what I remember about you. Now, how did you manage? In the middle field, where that's the busiest part of the pitch, and you're surrounded by giants. Now, tell us about your first game, or a training leading up to the first game.
Yeah, but a problem is after school,
I
used to play football.
Yeah.
After playing football at the location.
Yeah.
Was playing for Swallows.
Yeah.
And then later on, gym for Swallows. So stamina was still was there. So that's why I couldn't become that fat. Always on the run. Stamina was there. So always, actually, the main thing was fitness. Got to be fit and have stamina, and must be fast.
Which would you say was your biggest asset as a footballer? Was it dribbling? Was it a powerful shot? Was it ball control? Was it were you a good which would you say were your best attributes?
That's dribbling.
Yeah, I attest to that.
Yeah.
You're a very good dribbler, a very good passer of the ball, very good ball control. What was your position? Number 10 or number 8?
It was number 10, but using the right foot.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Playing number 10.
Yeah, using the right foot.
Now, tell us about your first game. After you've joined Swallows, when you joined Swallows, which game were they preparing for?
It was Welcome Real Hearts.
Welcome Real Hearts, yes.
Yeah,
in Welcome, in the Free State, yes.
Yeah, that was my first game.
Yeah.
We played in that year. Real Hearts.
Did you start the game, or were you on the bench? You came on as a sub?
No.
Who was coaching at the time?
It was Lentsoane.
Lentsoane. And what did he say to you? What did he say to this young player who has just arrived, which is KK?
He just said, go in.
Right from the first whistle.
Started with the game and played, and then at that time Real Hearts was beating this
Soweto Giants.
We were the first one to beat it at his home ground.
Now, the teammates, what kind of welcome did you receive from them? Who were the people who helped you to settle down in the team?
That's Special Maku and Josiah Twinde. He accommodated us and then told us if what to do and in anything.
Do what you do.
Yeah, just do it. Don't be afraid.
But then you're a new player, KK. You're the new number 10 at Swallows. You are this youngster. Just whose position did you take? Who had to sit on the bench because now KK is here?
No, we had 4 midfielders.
Who were they? Father,
Andres, me, who's this one? Forgot the other one. We were 4. So it was 4-4-2.
Yeah.
So we used to rotate. If I see you on the left, I go to the right. Confuse the opponents.
By that time, German Katakunene was no longer with it. He had left long ago. Okay.
Those are oldies.
But now, now here you are and the game is in progress. First 45 minutes, what happened there?
No. It was just normal.
It was like playing for Maurice Isaacson.
Yeah, it was just normal.
It couldn't have been the same. This is professional.
No.
Maurice Isaacson is a school.
No, he must be one. He must be available to get the ball.
Yeah.
And then you pass the ball. Yeah. Just like that.
Do you remember your first touch?
Now to go and mark, no. There are people who are supposed to mark, not me.
Not you. No. You were too small. Do you remember your first touch on the? Did you miss the ball or did you?
No, I had no problem with football.
Yeah.
Even the crowd. During that time, stadiums were full.
Yeah, they were full.
Yeah.
Now, then, now playing Welcome Real Hearts, halftime score, what was the score?
It was 1-0, we're leading.
Who scored? Special?
Yeah, Special. Yeah, Special. The second half, it was Andres, Marcelo.
Yeah.
And then who's this one? Father Porsche.
And then the final score was?
It was 3-0.
3-0.
Yeah.
Special and Andres and Father. How did you feel after the game? And
no, I just thank God. At least I managed to play to start with the team. Yeah.
Now, when you had, what kind of reaction did you get from your teammates? What did they say to you after the game?
You know, footballers like jokes.
Yeah.
We tell you maybe to plan and all that. Mostly it was jokes.
It was jokes.
Yeah, it was jokes. Sometimes to Samile uzwinqindi ngapha.
Sure.
Especially
from an opponent.
Or from our opponent, especially my backline. I remember one time we were playing with Amazon.
Yeah.
So one of the backliners said to Mandris, "Where must I say Lentsoane ngani lapha?"
Who you want leyo ngani uwe?
Romi. Yeah, they said, "Where must I say Lentsoane ngani lana?" Ngithi, okay, fine, ngani. You see.
Yeah.
By saying that we are young bomb. Mangiyakuya nje. Mangidlulile ngithi nayi ingane nje.
So wamlanda lo muntu ambonisa ukuthi ingane yenzani.
Yabona ingane yenzani. That's why sometimes uthola inqindi ngapha.
Yeah, but
referee angaboni.
But le ngane yakudelela
phambili. Amudlali lali.
Yo.
It was interesting otherwise.
So now then would you say did you settle down after the first game?
No problem.
You settled down nicely. Now
because Moroka, that guy, man, he was okay, man. He also encouraged you to do whatever you want to do. That's all. But don't lose the ball.
Don't lose the ball. That was his policy. You do what you want to do with the ball, but please don't lose it. Yeah. Now your first goal. Do you remember your first goal? Against which team did you score your first goal? Or when did you create your first goal? Your first assist or your first goal?
My first goal was we were playing with Pirates. I think it was top 8 in Demet.
What year was it? Do you remember the year?
I don't remember the year. It was I just used the heel. Got to Pets and Bandits approaching Yamlu, wherever I go.
Opambana nalo Pets and
Bandits. Bega Puma overseas.
Yeah.
Bega Puma in America.
Yeah.
It was first round at the
Then you scored your goal again, your first goal against Orlando Pirates.
Yeah,
now, how did it feel during those days? Because the rivalry was very intense. Because Pirates and Swallows, you know, that was the first derby before the emergence of Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah.
Now, how was it, number one, to prepare a game against Pirates and for you to score that special? Was it very special to you to score against Pirates?
Yeah, it was special because
no, but how could it have been special? Because the Pirates were with her, you were a Pirates supporter.
Well, Masters Dana.
Each. We
forget about it.
Okay. Now, how special was that goal to you?
Yeah, because you played in Begavimba.
Yeah.
Bengasebenzi amaglove.
Yes.
Mangibona khona manje izondla kuhlala senze kanje azikwazi ukuthi hlala zenze kanje inama short
ilama short
akubeka ngasebenzi amaglove. So pencil ngathi ukora ko pencil sharp.
And then you felt very motivated.
Yeah.
The final score in that game was?
It was 2-0 Sabashaya. But second round mabeza ngapha. I was shy. But mina being ngibhala my exam. Usually ama top 8 towards puti ama leta ama final towards puti December. And then later Japan.
Now, okay. When you joined Swallows, because in 1980 I met you at the University of the North, and then when you joined Swallows, how difficult was it for you to balance the huge demand of work at the university?
Yeah, it was demanding.
And to play for a professional team of the caliber of Moroka Swallows. You're playing for one of the top teams in the country. And on the other side, the university studies demanded your attention.
My father was a teacher.
Okay.
So when he was a teacher, he used to tell me, football is not a lifetime career.
Okay.
So you must first be educated.
Okay.
And then Ibora is just entertainment. But later on, so quickly, man, so favor is one time. It was a to be I have turned the border. And I'm taking the Macox, because taking the Macox. So during the week, since school week, Yafunda, Monday we need test, Saturday we run, Friday 60 million, and more 60 million, pretty much. Yafunda, meantime, Stimila Sia Hamba, Sasa Movuga, mostly station, clubhouse. Can play and back again.
Well, Hambang Istimela, if I'm not mistaken, the train from TEF to Johannesburg, I saw a TEF, I mean a Petersburg station, Aboma 9, after 9, and if you are like Pretoria, Aboma 5, etc. But so this is a system.
First, second class. So during that time,
how difficult was it?
Oh. Just too difficult.
Because Tina Skibela leso stimela and we know Sisuga ngabo 9 and then ngabo 10 we fall asleep. So papa mama istimela sidlule amen scroll.
I mean I maybe night school. When
you had no time to sleep. That's why I never saw you on that train. But Bukiveli second
class.
Tina Beskiveli third class.
Hey, first second class.
Okay.
So second class they were very few passengers.
Yeah.
So skatso phone they could noise and phone.
Now
Mapu Samela Macox.
And then you arrive in Pretoria and then from there we're missing Stimela.
No, you pay juice.
Yeah. Oh, yes, that's true. That is system.
Yeah,
oh, be with Latin Pretoria.
Yeah.
And then you continue, and then you from Istimela you go straight to the clubhouse. But Upumulang.
Border.
Yeah.
It's just the border.
During those days at the university, there were several professional players. And then it was yourself, it was Kini More, it was Danger Sevilla, it was Emmanuel Mota, it was Gregory Mashilo, it was Ronnie Ramafuko and Russell Dala. And how, were you all known can unpila limpilo yokiveli stimela, did you have time at the campus as professional players maybe? To have a strategy on how to work out things.
Strategy. Yeah. I was going to discuss.
But were you friends?
Yeah, no problem.
With Abukin and Abotenj?
We would get that relationship. But now, I still remember Scammer Fresher. I'm Fresher against the Steelers.
Yes.
So one time, I'm a Steelers. I didn't know one by the game. I'm a fresh. That year, because I was basically 7. I'm a professional.
I think it was 1980.
Yeah.
Because 1980, I'm a fresh.
But no. But school was that. But Natata, some of the players from Bona, Steelers, who is a team university.
So now just to explain to the listeners what you're talking about, which the old students in the university are playing against the new students. The new students from the Bafumi team.
Yeah.
Nina, again, you are already there. Nani is on the team here, the old students. And Nina, you have 7 professionals. And I don't, for especially Noise Squad, I'm a student in 1980. I don't remember a single professional player in that group. No, from Tinama Fresh. So
no.
7 professionals against.
No, baby, it was so Nina Fresh that year.
Oh, Nina Binyama Fresh.
Nina Fresh.
Nina Manfi.
Yeah.
Okay.
C7.
Right, okay.
So Now we're supposed to play on the old student.
Against these 7 professionals are in the group.
New students.
And then what happened?
But when I know we can't play against you.
All students are new students.
So, but you know, and then now we young for aiming was a squad for the
university.
But the best thing, Nina, as nani ningamani nafuna ma players from na augmenta some of the old students. Some of the students from Bonn, I'm a player, some from Bonn. See, I will wait since the squad.
You are very powerful. You guys were very powerful, and I remember 1980-81 our squad at TEF was very powerful because of you. Nabo Craig, Nabo and all the other guys. Yes. Now let's go back now to the games as a Swallows. Tuama games, and the derbies between Morocco Swallows and Orlando Pirates. Yeah, how would you prepare when Ule campus in the rest of the guys are in Josie? And when I wait on Monday to Friday, you're on campus, and then derby against number 1 Orlando Pirates or against Kaiser Chiefs. How would you handle that?
Problem. When I was at TEF, we used to gym. Let's say afternoon we used to gym.
I saw you every afternoon,
yeah, so
and you never noticed me. Okay, but that's not important.
So after the end of my lessons, then you say to me, Jima, and then Ipola. Mara bona magway tabi ganji. One. Fun by Nyani.
Yeah, no, I was coming to that one with ish. Imagine Nancy trouble. Finally, by your mixes in, you are not there.
By your food, jumping. Straight from Estiminian, yeah, we're back there with this or food too.
Hey, best boy
on food too. Ingo Pezu. Mutarounda, Palibili, Crimintozaki, Chuluga.
Ish, and when I'm free to you've missed out.
When I get
But couldn't you do the same in your room, Lapetev? Couldn't they give you something?
No.
You could do it alone.
No.
I mean, secretly. Passing egg is born. Passing egg is figures.
I'm going to buy let's say you were 20. I want to buy 19, like you one. You didn't affect them. You didn't affect them.
Okay.
You want, but by 19, but you really buy it.
You mean they sweat on your behalf now?
Hey.
Maybe jumpy prima stove. They do it on your behalf.
It's his cat, you know, Kabine. It was interesting otherwise.
There was this game, Immense Day semi-final, 1980, between Chiefs and Swallows. First game ended up in 5-5.
Oh.
Can you tell me, do you remember that game?
I remember that game. That's not I don't know whether that both teams business good strikers, and then both teams business better as we too, because Bakora 5 it means strike bega overpowering and same thing.
You were part of that game?
No, I was at school. Usually I'm a competition about towards December.
Yeah, because
during exam time.
Yeah, because that game, if I'm not mistaken, it took place in November of 1980.
Yeah, this is
it's got some exam. Yeah. So now, your managers and your colleagues and your captain, how would they feel if you are not there? How would your absence affect the performance of the team?
It didn't affect them because it was got to be good.
You were good.
Yeah, now Basalayo, they were good.
Okay.
So
One way 30 position, one way la little for no.
Because I actually had them.
Yeah.
So this money.
Okay. So the Yama replacement, the way there was enough
it was
reinforcement.
Yeah. You must see problem.
So now, Uma, what can you tell us about that game, even if you were not part of it? But for those 90 minutes or 120 minutes, I'm sure you stopped your studies for a while to listen to the game on radio.
Plus, just was looking at the radio. You put my radio, my pizza, flat, and you. Hey, it was interesting. Was Belimelo, Uminya, Bakor. I think I sing Puma, I mean, something telescope.
You couldn't take it anyway.
That's what Mama made. It's better more pay.
Yeah.
My Mama made. Nalo muntu lesinsikhathi nokubhayiza abhede
Uba i-commentate
Kano bathi bakhole bekomsuthu bani beyakafeyiswa lusa hayi igcina sabiza abanye abantu
No,
I
think I know who you're talking about, but I'm not going to tell you the name.
Okay.
I think I know. I think I know. Maybe we must. Yeah. May his soul rest in peace. He was my friend. Yeah, I knew it was Sutlapani because he was my friend, and later on I joined him.
The vote is affected.
Yeah, because later on I joined them, and I know what you are talking about. Yeah. No, but it was Begui fault here. Begui fault here, Befuna perform.
Yeah, but it's bad, man.
But ultimately, eventually, then Kwabane replay and then Swallows won that game. Then were you relieved to get up?
Hey, I was radio. Being my from the time, the year 5-5.
Then, okay. Then after the 5-5 he came here pinned, or I think it was the following week, and then Gay Swallows here win. When you Swallows, did it help you perform better in your exams? I get to imagine you are relieved now, and now after that game, Pela Swallows now qualified for the final against Pirates, because the Pirates are winner, the semi-final against Hellenic Cape Town.
He asked me the lower game there, it did help me, but usually if ngiluzile laba ngizwathola ejimini base problem but revenge ngabo.
So they must pay for the sins of the team that
they do. Being satisfied at least.
But now, okay, you Isolo siyadlala and say maybe you are in Joburg. Or maybe you are not in Joburg, but you saw sidlalile na idlalanga kahle, and now we begin in the exam. How would that affect your performance in the exam?
I just have to focus.
You focus.
You have to focus.
You focus on the paper in front of you.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to be kona league.
Sovenga League. Leya se school. Yeah.
If manager ungena piana, then you sit fair mukala.
Like we saw them.
Yeah. It is relieved.
Tell us about the interesting games that you remember where you performed very well against, maybe against Chiefs Pirates, and before we could move to the other teams. Because those were the giants at the time.
Yeah, Scotland, the Chiefs, Balande,
which was
Jazino. It was
that was 1975.
Yeah, it was interesting because it like this Kadmamlandi, he has booster, which I sort of genius. Not we are capable. Unfortunately,
yeah, ngithi uJazino was part of the Brazil squad that won the World Cup in 1970. TV yayingekho. So uJazino he played alongside Upele and all the other guys. You know, that squad since 1970.
Hey, those people, hey.
Did you admire them?
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, that's like Brazilians want to have a pee ball.
So now Chiefs to Jazino, and then Nina Ngapa, I think you had players from Zimbabwe. Ernest Gamba, George Shire.
Yeah, well, that one. I had a big star this year. He was not fancy, but he was a thinker. He was a thinker there.
Did you play along?
Yeah.
Did you play along those guys in a game against?
Actually, we warm up player with.
Yeah, for a short while.
Yeah, for a short while. And we even arranged the game for her.
Was it rotation dynamos?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, born but that guy. He was wonderful. That guy. That guy was a superstar.
But when George Shire or Ernest Gamba?
Yeah.
Or both of them?
But number one was George Shire.
George Shire.
Was short, but it was wonderful, that guy. We really game I won.
Yeah. How was it for you to play alongside those superstars? About George Shire?
I was gaining a lot from those guys.
Then in that game, Jazino, where Chiefs fielded to Jazino, were you part of that game?
Yeah.
How was it to be on the same pitch with a person who won the World Cup a little earlier?
Apartheid.
Yes. Very much in the middle of apartheid. Yeah.
So,
did you kukhona yini la uke walibamba khona ibhola wafila ukuthi yazi uJazino ngifuna ukusondela la kuye ayifuna ukumshaya ichipho nje kayi-1?
Abafuna ukumaka labo.
No, when ubamba ibhola uyamlanda.
It was difficult because bekali
Marbo ukhalela ukuthi esekho.
Yeah, I wish manje lepari ngathi ngasondela.
At least ubonise man ukuthi
but the problem would dida nama ne backline.
Utila ne backline.
Yeah. And then Paradise.
Yes, yeah.
It was rough. Rafuna. My communication ibe better lapana. Jazino angazi a complain nathini. Paradise anganandaba na ukuthi uthini angathi.
We complain akwantu ku referee. Ucomplain Paradise.
Paradise. Imagine language be problem.
Now who had the problem? Was it Paradise or Jazin?
No, I'm taking a full chance of what because Yama's Paradise was rough. Nothing, Jim. If you just screw by the pambi, but standing in this bizarre.
To Paradise now.
On you, I knew Paradise. You used to feel the pambi. You used to be less protected.
There was a soccer magazine that spoke about that game. And then we had two soccer magazines at the time. I can't remember which is which, but we had Isoka Mera and the Sharpshoot. You remember? Yeah, one of them described that when they spoke about that game, when they reflected on the game, they said, they wrote about Paradise. They said Paradise showed everybody. No, they said Jonas Solo showed everybody, even Jazino, that there was a breakdown at Paradise.
Maybe breakdown. Maybe breakdown. I would be like G.
Yeah.
Paradise 10-10. Chiefs be go 10-10.
Then Pirates be go Oscar
Jasmine. Each and every team being abantu
bayi ukuthi uma behlupha then uthumela umuntu azolamula ukuthi hey man who are the defenders? Because of your stature, because you're this small guy, with very good ball control. You know, ngoba ibhola lakho lalijika nje khona la. Into yayispecial ngawe that I've observed about you. When you could turn around in very tight corners.
Yeah.
The kind of thing that we see from Iniesta. Yeah.
So who
was the people who gave you a tough time? The defenders when about was
actually then it defend include ile batreka from behind. But if you see the eye keep sport na sasela pe pam because usually they
were big.
Yeah,
so can you imagine umketeza?
Hey, uthi umkhipha sasela phana
or Shakes Machaba, big fellows.
Umkhipha sasela.
Okay.
So umkhipha sport na sasela then
you're in trouble.
Is that wena or ibhola?
Yeah. Okay.
So the best thing advantage ukuthi beba huge
and they will take time momthumela ngapha it'll take time to come back.
Uyabona so dlulile wena
umebuya lapho sewuyakhona.
Yeah,
but ubani umuntu nje noba careful kakhulu mawudlala against
wonke la breakdown la
Shakes Machaba. Did you play against Chili Boy Kolo?
No, actually why no,
he had already retired.
Yeah, it was my baby.
10-10, Bumsabu 10-10.
10-10,
big club.
Yeah, big. Found to jail, make sure that I will be work. Imagine the jail part of it. 10-10.
Yeah.
Momina, we have near telling you what you like. I may pay with you now. Basically, paradise. Yes, I never found out about it. You fucking out like in a pants with get out.
Why should
you out to work fucking out like in a pants with yeah. Can't do you case space when you would you so in a bali. Would you mama pass a near you fucking your lag in a pants with
Uchelu Paradise,
you couldn't voice it in you lag a pants with it's too late with tamarity.
I was surprised now no 10-10 because I expected this big fellow who is rough on a voice uncle. When I met him, I couldn't believe it to 10-10. Okay. So now, which were the key teams that you enjoyed playing against?
Yeah, this remote Nabu Chiefs, Nabu Pirates. It came in Nabu United. Because United is composed of my youngsters.
Misha the executive.
Yeah.
Ola Spon Macrot.
This is busy.
About Toyota Ramos.
Yeah.
Otisco Makua.
Yeah. This man because we're all we sang this all young. So
who was the goalkeeper against whom you found it difficult to score?
Hey, who Petsy? Yeah, Petsy made it difficult. Because that's last year Petsy. Naga mind. Maga Messi the bowler Bamba well. Yeah. So make sure we did I will be palm work.
If you were just to recall, how many goals did you score against Upetsi?
I'm not. Upetsi.
Yeah. Against Banks?
Banks, I missed because of Banks who acrobatic. I baby board. We feast and you jump on my body. And yeah, I remember so Banks specialized in keeping the jump on my body. So it's neither one this one I'm a short you what Abu Fadir you want to Bashaya. I am a short guy.
Give me your best lineup, Kuswalos. Who were the best? Which was the best team that you placed? That you played with, and
you start Konamu, Suchaya.
Yeah.
I be blind. I be blind.
And then titles, Ama Cup final in Awadala during those days.
top 8, mainstay. Yeah, those two. Because there's no money, especially top 8. Top 8.
PP top 8.
Top 8. Man qualified. Maybe game me one, no semi-final. Game, no final. And then during those days, we stole money according to a crowd. So the more you play, the more the crowd you buy name, the more you money.
There was this final. There was this final, and you may not have been part of it. After the 5-5, the Chiefs, and then the Pirates, winner against Hellenic. Nina again win against the Chiefs in the replay. Plus minus the 5th of December 1980. Then there was a final mainstay. And then already during that time, Sheikh Smashaba was with you. And which almost ended up patient. Can you tell us briefly about that game?
Unfortunately,
but you remember the game. The final mainstay 1980.
Problems. Exam
yes, it was exam time because
exam time since I remember we found new Sapa with January. Christmas, you shared us school.
Prepare this
January. I wanted you couldn't believe it, you and I, before Christmas, before Boxing Day, being successful. Please, you wanted with me. Phone there for January.
Yeah, I'm exam color ailing about 4-5 January.
After New Year.
Immediately after New Year.
So you got to focus with time. I think Cochrane festive.
So now that final, you remember the final, you were not part of Bose schooling. You were the university. But preparing for an exam. And but on that particular Saturday you didn't study, obviously. You were listening to your friend Putlapani again.
Hey, you lose.
Because I think in that game it was one of the best games from what I can recall. But the Pirates win in the end because Uchomo was scintillating on the day.
Actually, first whistle from pass away jama goal.
I just remember the Pirates win in that game. Welcome Star Black.
So I sit I mind chance ya players to learn pass and jama
so Kushuti Uchama was still trying to get himself organized.
But why must say campaign, but it's like who's a leading foot. Also, some Podela, Palini, I was chilling because
it was a cup final. Let's just put it into perspective. It was a cup final, Pirates and Swallows, and Uchama is still a bit disorganized like Palin. And Uchomo wakbona lokho wakho. First minute.
Center.
A center. Kushithi Uchomo umbonile uthi hayi man.
Awusazilungisa ngiyabona usadobha.
Wathumela ipolilite.
Mfo. Sakumanisi sesine homework man. Saqalile phansi ngiyakolota suka.
Zisuka nje. How that kind of goal, some goals njena ayen affecta kanjani ukuthi nithi nisuka the opposition besiyakora.
And it's
still early days.
Assembly.
So in that particular game, what was the finals? Did you win? Did you lose that game? All right. Tell us about very disappointing games now that we're going towards the close of the program. Games, number one, let us start with the games where you know the highlights of your career. Which were those games?
Yeah, Masaya Real Hearts, welcome because we were the first team who share Real Hearts.
I hope Real Hearts.
I be Shazonke. And then ileyo still isikhathi siwina futhi i-Pirates first league top 8 edebe siwina leyo it was one of the good games lezo. Ezinye ukudliwa nje ile yaka Starplate Jama asidlisa ngoJomo ngathi sisayilose so ngathi sisayilose and masicabanga kahle nje leyo goal nje iyo sibulele kakhulu.
Now okay then kushuthi now games that really broke your spirit, were very disappointing games. I think Lega Jama was one of them.
Yeah, was one of them. Ezinye nje we just take them as how else siluzile but besidlala. Esinye isikhathi uyihamba siluzile but besidlala.
Lentsoane, now tell us then on the other side that you are also an academic but you finished your studies, you completed your studies at TF and you became a teacher.
A teacher.
And you taught where?
Jabulani Senior Secondary. Jabulani.
Yeah.
And then we specialized in geography because the school was big, so we had to deal with geography in Japan.
Yeah. So when you're a geography teacher, you specialized and you majored in geography.
Geography, yeah.
And which was your other major?
It was South Soto.
Okay.
And philosophy.
Yeah.
Usually we pass the 10 degrees, 10 subjects. I'm passing at 12.
The men on an askati and I was at 12 subjects. When other people passing at 10.
I'm passing is 12. I'm accounting it even. Extra two, it's for to the bonus.
Why didn't you give those others to me? Because I struggled. I struggled. Marks. I needed marks so badly, and it was so difficult.
To be in the varsity. It's not nice.
No, during those days it was difficult.
It was not nice.
Now,
for the focus.
In conclusion, KK Lentsoane, we are really honored to have you here. You are special in the sense you graduated your BA degree. Let's put the record straight. You graduated at the University of the North. Tell us about your qualifications.
Was doing BA degree, qualified, and then after qualifying, went for EE diploma, UED.
We call it a UED at that time. So you came out of the university with a 3-year degree BA and a postgrad diploma in university education diploma. Now tell us, in conclusion, how would you encourage the young players of today? About having whilst playing football, but also trying to get a qualification. How important is that?
Because when I told you that my father was a teacher, Josiah Kribi was played for Swans, and I became a teacher. That was the only professional thing I produced as a job. So you've got football is either you get injured or overfit but you are off form.
Yes.
But you are off form.
Yes.
So Ipola repaired.
Yeah.
So at least in my Ipola more educated. There's something building up.
Did you ever argue with your father about that? Or you just took that instruction?
No. During those time, now argue in the time.
I'll argue in
the time. I remember one from Jimin. Swallows.
Yeah.
Nyakeza kutukeza hlala kitchen uthi angifunde uvala umnyango before makavula lo wekamera ngiyawuzwa lesikhathi ngilele ngayi kitchen uvala nalo se kitchen uthi makavula makavula ngala ngiyawuzwa makazovula lo sengivukile sengibheke phezulu ngathi ngiyafunda leso sikhathi ngathi
ngoba manje you'll take you to task uma ungafunda
fanele yathola ngathi vele la debari yafunda le
yeah
kanti nix
kanti
bekulele
so but so now that's how important kushithi your father played that role, and because of your respect for your father, even if ikhathini ezinzima, you would carry out my instruction. Are you today grateful to your father?
Thanks
that you listen to your father.
No arguments. Just listen. My parents.
So you really think your father? Can you then pass on that very same thing that you from ubabako to encourage you? What would you say to the current youngsters
they must copy from us?
Yes.
Education important. Especially madlala ibhola upusha into ezithu ngesikhathi esiyi-1.
It's possible.
We are khona ukuzipusha because now never mind these guys mina ukuthi nina sendisebenza ebholweni because umuntu makavuka ekuseni ubamba ibheke uyaphi ngesipani kuphi ebholweni mara umuntu wamisa ipenalty
hey man, yes,
this is embarrassing guys. Usebenza ebholweni miss penalty
full time. Nina, you were not full time.
Thina emini sesikolweni after ebusuku uyohlangana laba asebenzayo nojima nonke ebusuku.
Yes,
so it's possible ukupusha into ezithu ngesikhathi esiyi-1 udlala ibhola ufunde futhi because football is not a lifetime career. Some of them they have a problem. Umuntu yakabamba form for a month. Abe forming for a month.
Now one other thing futhi siyabonga kakhulu, you know, to emphasize indaba yemfundo and discipline, self-discipline, because when you were to be self-disciplined, when and the other professionals enanihamba ngestimela from between Petersburg and Johannesburg, you know, on a Friday night for a Saturday morning game, for a Saturday afternoon game. Discipline.
Discipline. And 40 utshwala bakabona after game. After game man winning. Mara mawudliyo
awuna appetite
awuna appetite because street ekhaya base affecta krene, especially man wazi undlisa ubani esesikhathi bayakutshela half time info uyasidlisa.
Okay.
Bakutshela straight coach awusikhiphele umuntu lo akadlaleli thina udlalela nabantu akadlaleli uyazilisa so ufaka omunye umuntu bekunjalo.
And you wouldn't become personal ngento efana naleyo. Uma bekutshela KK namhlanje mfowethu akulona usuku uzayithatha ngomoya omuhle.
It means I must pick up.
To encourage you for the next game. KK Lentsoane, thank you so much. It has been an honor and a privilege to talk to you, my friend, my brother. You know, once again we meet after we last met each other, you know, at TEF, and you know, from there, after I joined the CBC, we professional player, and yes, siyasaba ukuna approach ningama celebrate. So now, but thank you so much for availing yourself. And in conclusion, what would you say to the viewers and to all the football lovers and the people that you entertained for so many years?
Well, I mean, firstly, ngibonga wena because besingasabonakali bakanti abanye sibusifisa sibhubhile kanti sasekhona and we still love football, we are still engaged with football. And then to the youngsters abake bakhohlwa ngama-drugs, please. And then bangene esikoleni bangene eklasini mana everything is free. Ama-fees ababhadali school fees labantu. Education is very important. Iyakusiza in future mase ibhola liphelile.
No, thank you so much, KK Lentsoane. That then brings us to the end of our program for today, and we say, we really appreciate our guest here, Mr. KK Lentsoane, for all the words of wisdom.
Thanks a lot.
So now this is the end of the program, and we say this is Ronnie, Ernest, and Levo, and we say our program, like, share, comment, and and subscribe. On that note, may God bless you all.
Thanks.
Uh,